They got I love. And the love we don't load up, we do beep beep. My head take it. My lord, oh lord, do babe. I'll go like we
Every day I strum my guitar, how I feel something real. Always strumming its command, sweet and clear. I hear what I long for. This song breaking free. Yeah, the music's in me. It's something to give,
something to give,
something to live, something to give you. I lift you up
every day.
Something to give, something to live, something to give you. I lift you up, I lift you up, I lift you up. I lift you up.
I said it all.
Thank you. We are the Scooches playing original music for you. That song is called I Gift You. And sitting at home during the pandemic when all of the music gigs ended, I wrote that song because music is a gift and we still found ways to share it. We're so glad to be here with you right now. Come by without you, and I keep loving and I never doubt you, but holding on feels like storms that rush me, and just the sound of your voice can crush me. Who knows how long it will be before we all set ourselves free. I'll meet you outside by the bay, where the wind will blow and the osprey play. I'll meet you there where we can stay, leeward way. We tied our sails and let go our rudder, but stuck alone, I hear my sailboat shudder. I call you on, though the future scares us. There's so much broken, but this place repairs us. Who knows how long it will be before we all set ourselves free. I'll meet you outside by the bay, where the winds will blow and the osprey play. I'll meet you there where we can stay, leeward way. hurricanes, plagues out of the blue. Kept me too long thinking of you.
Thinking of you.
In the darkness around, it's always a fight to break through the cement and reach for the sunlight. Dandelion growing tall between the bricks and mortar. Dandelion growing tall, I won't let you deport her. Supple, strong and Wyoming, roots as deep as ages. Written on her face the pain and history of the sages. Dandelion growing tall, always trying to prove she ain't
Too small.
Dandelion growing tall, always climbing, but headed for that wall.
I'll bring them.
Just a babe, a growing gown, working hard for supper. She's my grave and scrappy pal, I'm always gonna love her. Dandelion, growing tall, always climbing, but headed for that wall. Dandelion, growing tall, always climbing, but she ain't too small. Break down that wall, dandelion, break down that wall. Dandelion, strong and small, break down that wall. Grow them roots really, really deep, grow them roots to me. Though it's hard to work and weep, I know you will break free. Break down that wall, dandelion, break down that wall. Dandelion, strong and small,
Break down
that wall.
Yep, just the down. Follow me, did it. She got that game pop. Until you read the movie. Wow. I went to break it all. I don't know, baby, you are going to let go. Wait on. Break down that wall, break down that wall. Dandelion, strong and tall, break down that wall.
Grow them roots, roll in a deep broke, grow them roots to me. Though it's hard to work and weep, I know you will
Break free, breaking it down that wall, dandelion, break down that wall. Dandelion,
strong and small.
break down that wall,
Break down that wall.
break down that wall, break it down again,
Strong and small.
all and break down that wall. wall. Break
down,
break it down the wall. I break it down the wall. Break it lying strong. Break it down the wall. I break it down the wall. Break it down that wall. Then it lying. Let's go. Break down that wall.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Harvey Wirt on the drums. Miles Griffith right here with those stunning vocals. Nick Russo on the banjo and guitar. I'm Bettina Hershey, and we are the Scooches.
Hello, this is the voice of God. Don't be afraid. I'm not here to point fingers. I'm only here to introduce the first act. Please give it up for the musical collective you've already been enjoying, the Scooches.
I take away up, I let the egg of the out. Get us out of fear, man. Lead us to the line. Get us out of fear and take us to the line. I said, get us out of fear and lead us to the line. Get us out of fear and take us to the line.
We don't talk about how we feel if we don't believe the future's real. Hey, we're here and been round too long. If we're silent, all we are is wrong.
Get us out of fear, lead us to the light. Get us out of fear and take us to the light. Whoa,
Take us to the Lord. Men prefer the quiet way, but now it's time to disobey. Go out rather sleep or high. Time to stand up at your side.
get us out of fear, lead us to the light. Get us out of fear, take us to the light. Oh, yeah.
Take us to the Lord.
Take us to the light.
We don't stand up now. We are false to say we don't know how. We don't stand up hand in hand, selling ourselves to the hatred there.
Get us out of fear, lead us to the light. Get us out of fear and take us to the light. Oh,
take us to the Lord. Get us out of fear, lead us to the night. Get us out of fear and take us to the light. I said, get us out of fear, lead us to the light. Get us out of fear and take us to the light. Take me to the light. Take me to the light.
I'm gonna take us. My little bitty that day. I was rocks above my dips, blind yet, and locks. My little good sweet weep. Let me go on. I like to do that, it, pick up. I like to get a lot of it. A little put sweet with it. A little sweet with it beep. What they call a little sound. A little beep stay y'all. I saw wow. I say wet. I said a little boo boo dee gray, but let's keep coming. Get it down. Get. A little bit, wah, and look at that way, y'all. Oh, no. And let's go. Get the south of Finland and lead us to the light. Get us out. And look at that. And look at that. Get.
Get us out of Finland, lead us through the night. Get us out of fear and take us to the light. I said, get us out of Finland, lead us to the light. Get us out of fear and take us to the light. Take us to the light. Take me to the light. Take us 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 to the light.
Hey, voice of God here again. Time to get this show started. Your host is an Emmy Award-winning writer and comedian, and she's very excited to be here for the 4th year in a row. Please welcome me, Bonnie McFarlane.
Thank you. They're trying to save money on every little thing here, so I had to do the voice of God as well. I usually work alone, but no worries, my life's work. Thank you. Good to be here, thank you. I am your host, I'm Bonnie McFarlane, and I'm gonna be doing, thank you. Thank you. Don't make me win you over. I don't know how to do that, so just get on board now. I'm going to be doing stand-up comedy, which when I was sitting there, I was like, this is a bad idea. But here we go. No, it is nice to be performing for all heroes, everyone here. Coming out during everything that's going on. I do think you're a hero. I might be the biggest hero. I have COVID. So you're fine. You probably already had it. A lot of you have been vaccinated. You'll be dead in 2 years. So let's have some fun. Let's do it. No, nothing bad can happen to me. I'm a vegan. Don't applaud. Is there any vegans here? There's one right there. Good. Now, yeah. Still, you had your lentils just an hour ago, so you still have lots of energy. Good for you. How long have you been a vegan, sir? About a year. So what was the documentary that put you over the edge on that one? That is, I don't know what you're saying, but thank you for yelling it out. It is weird that I'm so focused on this side when this side is better laughers. No, I'm going to move this, but somebody will move it back. It'll probably be me. They've paid me to do that as well. No, I'm a vegan. I'm a very strict vegan. I mean, I do cheat a little. I eat veal. It's so good. It's so tender. How do they get it like that? I don't know. I love it. I would go on a veal cruise if they offered that. I don't know if that's veal every meal. No, I do eat eggs because I'm also pro-choice. I think it's important now more than ever for people to eat their eggs. Eat your eggs. Wow, this is fun. I'm Canadian, if you're wondering where I am on the LGBTQ scale. I think that helps people because they're like, I can't put my finger on. And then when I say Canadian, they go, oh, that makes sense. Yeah. She's not wearing any fingernail. I don't wear earrings. I'm not a whore. There's no kids here tonight, I hope. What a time to be alive, huh? Right at the end. Wow. We get to see it all. So, ooh, did you think it would be this slow paced? I thought there'd be more running and screaming. I'm worried about the environment. I just stress out about the environment. You know, I don't know. What are we going to do? Is there anything we can do? I was in the shower for like an hour and a half this morning, just like, what are little things we could do, you know, just as individuals? I think it's over. I was at an event a couple weeks ago. I saw Greta Thunberg litter, and I was like, oh, she knows it's too late. You know, I'm back on plastic. I use straws. I take my trash. I put it directly into the ocean. I said, go be with your friends. Now I think the government knows that it's, you know, this planet isn't going to be inhabitable much longer. That's why they've legalized marijuana everywhere. They're like, here's your end of life drug. Have fun. It won't be much longer now. This guy pretty recently told me, he was like, why are women still fighting for equality? I had a man mansplain feminism to me. That was fun. I don't blame men. By the way, I know there's a lot of men in here tonight, and I don't blame men for mansplaining. I think it's biological. In fact, I know a lot of you are probably like, dying to yell at me, and you haven't. And I think that's great. What restraint, you know? Oh, she's saying things wrong. It is violent. I do think it's like the, you know, reptilian brain. Someone's probably like, that's not the right thing. But, you know, it's that same urge they have to procreate. You know, everywhere they go, they feel the need to leave a little bit of seed and a little bit of knowledge about cryptocurrency. And they cannot help it, you know. I let them do it. I say, oh, well, let them do it. Let them have some. When I meet a guy for the first time, I go, hi, I'm Bonnie. Am I pronouncing that correctly? And I let them have some fun with it. You'll like one of these at some point, but not now. I don't know what to do for you, lady. No, so this guy was like, you know, he said, hey, why are women still fighting for equality? The ice caps are melting. You know, we're all going to be underwater soon. I was like, shut up. And no, he was like, you know, maybe you women, you feminists don't want to give up that women and children first card just yet. You know, maybe you want to find out how many boats there are first. I was like, can I just get my vegan nuggets and I'll just be out? No. The thing is you guys understand the premise, right? I'm not sure. Usually I've gotten laughs at that point. But the ice caps are melting. We will be underwater. But there's the thing that I think. There is no women and children first card. That's a myth. That's not true. There's it's just a children first. And then somebody has to take care of the children. And men would rather drown. So I feel like that's on you guys. That was your choice, your body, your choice. I can't stop saying it. Is she doing everything correctly? I hope. This is important to me. No, I've been saying I love you to people that I care about. You know, I've been just making sure that, like, at the end of phone calls and stuff, I say I love you, and it's a game changer. And I just, you know, if you haven't seen the TikTok about it yet, let me be the first. Say I love you to people. It is, but it does get to be a habit. The other day I was on the phone with someone that I didn't mean to say I love you to. At the end of the phone call, I was like, it was awkward, but she didn't miss a beat. She was like, oh, I love you too. And I was like, mine was a mistake. Yeah, you're being weird. And then I hung up. And then my daughter called me right back. And I let it go to voicemail. So, No, she's 14. You would have done the same. No, my daughter is very, very cute from what I understand. And she is 14. Those of you who've been around a 14-year-old recently, you're probably still hurting. They really know how to turn the knife, So I let the neighbors do a lot of the heavy lifting in the parenting department. She just cruises around looking for food. She's like a cat that can text. I know people get worried. They're like, wait, you just let your 14-year-old daughter run around the neighborhood. I've done my due diligence. I've Googled pedophiles near me. And it's just me and one other guy. So, and he's got an above-ground pool, so we already knew. You know what I mean? Should I not have said pedophile in this crowd? Okay. No, it's, I don't know what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, I'm an atheist. Don't applaud. And do we have atheists here? Wow, who knew? It's teachers and rich people. Rich people I get, but the teachers. No, I used to be scared to tell people that I was an atheist because it's like you get like a weird reaction from people, So I would always lie. Like when people would ask me my religion, I would lie. I'd be like, "Oh, I'm in a cult," I didn't want people to think, "Oh, she doesn't blindly believe in anything," I'd be like, "No, I do. My GPS. I do whatever it tells me to do. So I get how religion works. You gonna be okay? You need to take a little nap there, buddy." Yeah, no, I can see. I'm like literally right in front of you. I've been up here, 6 minutes? You can handle it. All right. No, atheism, people think it's dark, and all it means to me, I don't believe in heaven. I believe this is it right here, right now. Let's make the most of it, and I worship the devil. So that's, I have a little bit of baby's blood in the morning, and I get everything I want by noon. It's pretty great. It is early. Is it early? I don't know what's wrong. But, no, I don't know what to do. There's a lot of, I don't know. I just think this life, this is going to be a hard one for you to do. But no, but I just think it's what are we doing here? It's like, sometimes I think this is a simulation. Am I the only crazy person? Yeah, okay. I think about this all the time, if I've had too many drinks and I'm driving my daughter and her friends around. None of this is real. These graphics are amazing. No, I started to think because anything is possible. I started to think maybe I'm the only real person, and I was putting my daughter to bed one night and I was like, you might not be real, and she was like, I'm real, I have consciousness. I was like, oh, they would program that into you to enhance my experience. Sorry. All your memories were implanted. Night, night. What do I know? I don't know anything, I still think birds are real. So I'm old school. The government. This guy was telling me that it was the government killed all the birds and replaced them with drones, just surveillance shit. I don't know. And I don't care. You know what? You can tell me facts all day. I go with my gut. And I But you see them charging on the power lines, and you're like, oh, that feels like science. I don't know. I don't care. I like birds. I don't know what. Was that one good? Was that one? Are you laughing at any of this? It's just. Wow. She's like, mm-mm. How did she sign pedophile? I'm just curious. She just pointed to someone in the audience. Okay. Now, the thing that I did correctly, I think, in life is, okay, the kids are here. Why don't you shout out all the curse words you already know, and then I'll try to stick within that. No, the thing my husband is, you can come up here. I don't. Let me put these microphones back where they belong. I wasn't quite finished, but no one. This night isn't about me. Are you excited to be here? What's your name?
Arlene.
Arlene. And so how long have you been with this program?
6 years.
Yeah, good. So you're 7 now.
Yeah. No, I'm 16.
Oh, you're 16. You're 16. You look so young. Yeah, people think that. Yeah, right? Because you're a vegan.
Yeah.
Thank you. You guys are going to have to come see me at a club to watch the rest of this show. But this, obviously, we're about to get the show started. I have no say in any of it. Listen, this nonprofit was started for Title I public kids. It was started in 2003 by Rosie O'Donnell. I don't know who that is. Maybe you guys have heard of her. And it includes performing arts instruction in a home away from home environment that is safe and nurturing and vegan. I added that. Here to perform for you now, Rosie's Kids. Rosie's Theater Kids, everybody. I told you it was going to be a good show. Thank you guys, you were amazing. They just make you feel happy, which I don't like, but it's not my thing. Okay, an impact study was done. By the way, this is, I think I forgot to say this before I was cut off by those kids. This is the 10th anniversary of Show Teachers of Love. Is that correct? Of the Academy. Yes, yes. The 10th anniversary, that's a long time. In a marriage, then you get like something that's 10. Which is so, you're doing it too long for 10. You know what I mean? You should be getting your divorce papers. But here, we are gonna bring out the, tin cup. And you guys are gonna put money in it. Or, cryptocurrency, if that's what you wanna do. Or Kohl's cash, whatever. Okay, but we will get your money. The doors are locked. Okay, an impact study was done by 8Res, a research analytic firm, which doesn't sound real. This is something out of the Matrix. But their data showed that being part of the Academy makes teachers 4 times more likely to keep teaching, which, right? I think that's a lot. I don't know for sure. I'm not good at I'm not stupid per se, but I do make mistakes. Here to tell you more about it is the founder and president of Academy for Teachers, or at least that's what it says on his Tinder bio. Please welcome Sam Swope.
I guess I'll have to. Thanks. Hi. Does this suit make me look fat? It fit a lot better 3 years ago, the last time I wore it. But there are many people here I need to thank tonight, and so sit back. The Academy's hardworking and devoted staff, Kana, Carrie, Rachel, and Renee. Yes! Our board of directors, and tonight especially our co-chair, the astonishing Diana Revson, who produces this show every year. Thanks also to tonight's talented performers, to the interpreters, to the folks backstage, to our brilliant faculty, a number of whom are with us tonight, to our donors who fund this work, but most of all, thank you to the Academy's fellows, the teachers in the audience who work harder than all of us. Tonight is for you. 10 years ago this month, the Academy had its first master class, our now signature program that brings public, charter, and private school teachers together with the greatest intellectuals and artists on the planet. The Academy has since then organized hundreds of master classes, lectures, concerts, workshops, comedy nights, book groups, writing clubs. We have a softball team, we have a chorus, all serving our growing community of 3,000 teachers. Yeah. You've all read about the terrifying teacher shortage in this country. There are lots of reasons for it, but 2 big ones stand out to me, and that's low pay and lack of respect. Yeah. The Academy can't fix the money part, sorry, but we're really good at giving teachers the respect they deserve by giving them the support they need, and it turns out that a little respect goes a long way. As Bonnie said so eloquently and passionately, our impact study found that teachers who take part in our programs become 4 times more likely to stay in the profession than teachers that don't. So if you're on the edge about being a teacher, stay away from the Academy. This year, the Academy launched a program for new teachers because 50% of new teachers quit by the 5th year, which is a disaster for kids in Title I schools, the kids most in need, for whom school is often a revolving door of inexperienced educators. This early career fellowship brings promising new teachers together with our more experienced fellows, And they lead workshops for them, share resources, and mentor this next generation of teachers, showing them that a long, rewarding career is to be had here if you have the right support. So I'd like our first inaugural class of early career fellows to stand so that we can show them the love. Come on, guys. Sit down. That's enough love. Tonight I want to tell you about a teacher named Mrs. Shannon who died this year because she was one of the people who inspired me to found the Academy for Teachers. I met Jackie Shannon when I was working on a book about immigrant children, and my research brought me to her third grade classroom in a huge public school in Queens. That year she had 28 students from 21 countries and 5 continents speaking 11 languages, which was typical for the school and typical for Queens, and what a moving thing that is to see, that our country takes upon itself the enormous burden of educating its children. And we should all be proud as taxpayers and citizens that some of those kids are taught by teachers like Mrs. Shannon. Jacqueline Shannon was born and raised in Queens. When I met her, she'd been teaching for 26 years in the same school. I'd had good teachers in my life, but I always experienced learning from the student's perspective. What I learned from Mrs. Shannon was how much work and thought and love go into teaching well. That woman was one of the most brilliant people I've ever known, full stop. She should have won a MacArthur Genius Award. Mrs. Shannon believed in routines and structures. Her third graders hung their coats in orderly fashion, lined up for lunch according to height, and knew when it was their turn to wash the board or sweep the floor. She gave homework every night and expected the kids to be in school every day, on time, prepared to give their very best. When her students behaved well, she smiled and gave them stickers. When they were out of line, she'd summon them to the hallway and lecture them on the importance of doing their duty, living up to their responsibilities, and being decent to their classmates. She often felt like a nag, she said, but she got results. And as far as the kids were concerned, the best thing about Mrs. Shannon was that she made learning so much fun. Although her students always did well on the standardized tests, the school did not do well as a whole. It was failing, so the city imposed a standardized scripted curriculum that every teacher in the school had to implement, including Mrs. Shannon. Jackie hated it, not just because it shackled her, but because it was so boring and she could see her students becoming turned off by school. So she reluctantly decided to take early retirement, a terrible loss to the children she wouldn't teach. But for those, I calculate 1,000 kids she did teach over 34 years, what a gift. And not just to the kids, but to us, to New York, because that's the profound thing about teaching. Its influence extends into the future. I'm still in touch with some of her students from our years together. One is now a neuroscientist, one's a lawyer, one's a writer and trapeze enthusiast. And at least 2 became teachers, and one of those teachers is with us tonight. My friends, Nikita, you have to stand up. Please say hello to Mrs. Shannon's former student, Nikita Patel. Where are you, Nikita? Where is she? You're hiding. Yay, Nikita. There she is. Mrs. Shannon will always be a guiding genius for the Academy for Teachers, and for me, the lesson of her career is clear. Curriculums don't change lives, teachers do. Teachers are not mere implementers. Your work is transformative, it's profound, it's sacred, and we owe you everything. The poet Billy Collins, who has done several master classes for us and wanted to be here tonight, sent me a suggestion to share with you. The order for getting on airplanes should be changed. Right after active military, it should be, teachers may board now. Teachers, we love you. Enjoy the show.
Thank you, Sam. I'm going to become a teacher. I just decided, when I listened to you, I was like, I got to do it. I got to do it. I want a board. I want a board first. You guys, if I can get this, oh, here we go. Your next act, she's a dancer, a choreographer, and the founder and artistic director of YY Dance Company, but you won't be asking why after you see her dance. I'm sorry. Sam wrote that for me. Please welcome the fabulous Yin Yue. Keep it going for Yin Yue. She was amazing. Amazing. I noticed you didn't sign that. There was... She does what she wants. Our next act is known for his critically acclaimed off-Broadway mind-reading shows. So now's the time. Clean it up, people. Don't be thinking about your search words right now. Please welcome the debonair mentalist, Vinny DePonto.
Thank you very much. Thank you. A couple things before we start tonight. First and foremost, everything you see me do here tonight is done completely unaided. There are no actors or plants in the audience tonight. You are all arguably normal people. And secondly, you should know that I'm a mind reader. I need minds to read. Otherwise, this is me just shouting things into a room. Kathy, your name was Kathy. See, not as good. Okay, so that being said, I want to sort of tell you a little bit about, this is where everyone looks away from me. This is really nice. I became really interested in the mind at a really young age when I went down to Coney Island as a kid. There were some amazing acts there. There were men sticking needles through their arms and eating glass, and that was just on the Q train. It's true. When you go into the actual carnival, there's a man standing under a big sign that says guess. He could guess anything about you, your age, your name, your birthday. I'm not going to guess anything too personal like that. You can find that on any government program like Facebook. But what I am going to do is try to guess something you may not even know about yourselves just by sizing you up. So if you have a wallet on you with some cash inside of it, please get that, probably not over here. First year, folks. Okay, over here, sorry. If you have a wallet with some cash inside of it, and you don't mind counting it in front of a room of people, please volunteer yourself right now. This would be very embarrassing if no one here had cash. All teachers, yes. No, it makes perfect sense. You have a wallet. You're just about to give me the wallet. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. What's your name?
Kenny.
Kenny. I knew that already. It's just more polite to ask. Kenny, first and foremost, I'm going to try to guess how much money is inside your wallet. You have some cash on you. Mm-hmm. Do you know, without saying anything out loud, do you know how much?
No. Oh, wait, without saying anything out loud, I missed that.
Drama teacher? No. Oh, okay.
No.
Kenny, you don't know how much, so, and we haven't set this up before.
Nope.
Okay, good. Good. So I'm going to try to ask you a few questions, try to figure out how much you have within the dollar. Okay? Sound
Let's do it.
Okay, great. Really regretting giving you a mic. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure Renee is dying right now.
Okay, first question is, my really messy handwriting here. Sorry, Kenny. Kenny, what's your star sign?
Capricorn.
Total Capricorn. Okay. Great. Second thing, what was the last thing you bought with cash today? And why is she laughing?
A Gatorade.
A Gatorade.
A Gatorade.
Okay, so definitely not that. Okay.
It definitely wasn't a Gatorade.
It definitely wasn't a Gatorade? Kenny, now you're lying to me. Okay.
That's the safest thing to say.
I'll go with this. I don't know what that means, but okay. Kenny, I'm going to stick with this right here. Okay. I'll hang on to this for a moment. You can stand up for me. And thank you. Yes. Thank you. Kenny, you have your wallet with you right now. You have a very flat wallet. Okay, good. You have some.
I'm a teacher.
You're a teacher. I'll do the jokes, Kenny. You have inside.
Let me know if you need help again.
Inside, you have some money.
Yeah.
Go ahead and count it for us in a loud, clear voice.
All right, I teach English, not math. All right, hold on.
Just random singles on the stage.
All right, so I got 20, 40, 60, 71.
71, Kenny, teacher.
Yeah, I
Okay.
gotta pay for parking.
Yeah, okay. There's a small piece of paper in here, Kenny. Would you take that out? and read it out loud into the microphone. Into the mic, please. The whole sentence. What does it say?
Kenny will have $71.
$71 to the dollar. Give Kenny a big round of applause. Thank you so much. Thank you. Keep it. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Dating me sucks. Okay. So, thank you. 2 people. Put this right here. Look, a theme that I've experienced in the last couple of years, and I'm sure many of you have, has of course been loss. And I've been thinking a lot about this. I'm writing a new show, and I've been thinking a lot about this concept. And I've been kind of honing in on the loss of one's mind, the loss of one's memory. And because of that, I got really into memorizing things. And I had a little pandemic hobby, which was to memorize a pack of playing cards. I read about this man named Solomon Shereshevsky, who was a mental entertainer, but it wasn't because it was his choice. He was a synesthete. He could actually not forget anything, and it was a gift and a curse in a way. So in a moment, I'm going to try to use a technique called the memory palace to memorize a pack of cards and something else in just a second. But I need a few folks to help me. I only have 5 minutes here, so I have to be as quick as possible. Maybe in the front row, would you just give those mix it for me? Mixy. Good. Can I completely avoid you? Okay. Go ahead and just mix those out for me. Okay, good. What I'm using, the technique was invented by a Greek poet named Simonides, and Simonides created this idea called the memory palace. And the idea is very simple. You go to a place in your mind, a palace, something you remember very clearly. For me, it's my grandparents' house. I call it Nellie's Pool Hall. Doris and Dominic Finelli, and they used to have a pool table as their dining table. So that's my kind of memory palace in my head right now. So all mixed, yes, I'll sort of, good. And those are all, in fact, all different. Yes, makes a good pack. Okay, good. And I'll do this over here. Good, thank you. This, unfortunately, is the most underwhelming part of my act. If somebody has a stopwatch, it takes me about 45 seconds or so. You raise your hand. Okay, thank you. I'm going to go through these. I'm going to try to do these in 45 seconds. Your job is very simple, just to shout out every 10 seconds. 10, 20, 30, 40, that kind of thing. Okay? Sound good?
Gotcha.
Thank you very much. So whenever you're ready, begin.
I'm ready.
Great. Oh, you're going. Okay. 50, oh, okay, sorry.
Seconds.
Great.
30 seconds.
Okay.
I'm a mother, okay. 20 seconds.
We'll just say a minute here.
10 seconds.
I've never had someone count down before. I'm like sweating right now. Okay.
9 ways of understanding the world. There you go. It's over.
It's over. Thank you. And that's exactly how my last relationship went. All right, so, great. So let's do this. Would you take those for me? We'll take about half, and I'll give these to you again. Would you take about half? I've memorized the order, but I'm actually trying to do this where I memorize each half on each side. So here's what I'll ask you to do as I'm sort of doing something else for everyone else. Just separate them into suits. So clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds. Okay, so clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds. And you could just put them all next to each other. So all the clubs together, all the hearts, all the spades, all the diamonds. I want to do something else quickly before we get to that. And that is with this book right here. Solomon could supposedly memorize entire books. I've started to try to memorize the complete works of Shakespeare. I got this super cheap from a Florida school. And on sale. I've been doing this, for real, I've actually been doing this for the last 3 or 4 years, 4 years now. I'm only about 300 pages in or so. Can I hand this to you, please? Thank you so much. Drama teacher, do you teach English?
Literature.
Literature, perfect. Oh boy, okay. Great. I mean, thank you, I knew that. Okay. Good night. What's your name? NK. Would you just stand up for me, NK? NK, I'm going to try to use a technique to kind of go through and figure out where you are in the book. So just open the book anywhere before the bookmark there. And yeah, it's a little blue thing. And just tell me what page you're on.
107.
107, my birthday. Very nice. Okay, 107. Look at the top left word there, top left word, and just focus on that right now. Okay, just on, that is, oh gosh, is that something with wings? Sorry. Let's go to 106. Sorry, just to make sure I'm in the right place. I'm in the pool hall now. 106 is, oh gosh. Is that love? Is that right? Yeah. Yes, okay, good. So 107, we're going down. Actually, let's go to the second column on page 106. Second column, let's try that. The first word, second column is, the very first word is heavy. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, very nice. Oh, and dove. Dove is the other one. Yes, okay, good. 107, go to the second column again. Oh, heavy. Oh, heavy, sorry, 106, oh, heavy lightness. Serious vanity. Misshapen chaos of well-seeming forms, feather of lead, bright smoke, cold fire, sick health, still waking sleep. That is not what this is. This love feel I, that feel no love in this. If that's correct, close the book and sit down. Thank you so much. And you thought you weren't going to see theater tonight. Okay. The two of you, as quick as you can, hop on stage. Let's give them a round of applause. Quick as you can. Quick as you can. I'm going to try to do this super quickly. We're going to use the clubs first. Yeah, clubs first. So put the clubs so they're facing you, and you're going to stand right at the foot of the stage here, okay? Clubs facing you. Try to do this with my eyes closed. So put the little clubs so that they're facing you. We're going to go through pretty quickly. I'm going to point to you. If your card is in your half, all you have to do is just drop it to the floor in front of you, not on the stage. Just put it in the floor in front of you, okay? So we'll start with the ace of clubs, which I believe is on your side. Is that right? Is that right? Sorry, I memorized these opposite. Can you just switch places? So I'm so sorry. Yeah, good, sorry. Okay, good. So ace of clubs is on your side, yes? Okay, good. You have the two of clubs, yes? Yep. Yes, good, good. Yeah, you just throw it right in the front here. Yes, good. You have the three of clubs as well? Yeah, you have the four of clubs? You have the five as well? You have the six as well, yes? You have the seven? You have the eight? You have the nine? Yes, you have the 10, you have the jack, you have the queen, you have the king, yes? We're going to move on to hearts next, okay? Hearts next. Put the hearts so they're facing you. Right in front of you, that's the, nope. Ace of hearts is on your side, yes? Yeah. And the two of hearts as well. You have the three of hearts on this side. You have the four of hearts as well. You have the five of hearts as well. You have the six of hearts. You have the seven of hearts. You have the eight of hearts. You have the nine of hearts. You have the 10 of hearts. You have the jack as well. You have the queen. Yes, you have the king. Yes? Okay, spades, quick as you can. Spades. No, save it. Oh, that's okay. Save it. Standing out at the end. Okay, spades is ace of spades on this side. Two of spades. Three of spades on this side. You have the four of spades. Yes? You have the five of spades. You have the six of spades. You have the seven of spades. Yes? You have the eight of spades as well. You have the nine of spades. You have the 10 of spades, you have the jack of spades, you have the queen of spades, you have the king of spades. Diamonds, last round, diamonds, ace of diamonds, we're in the kitchen. Ace of diamonds is on this side, yes. Two of diamonds, three of diamonds, four of diamonds, greedy. Okay, you have the five of diamonds, you have the six of diamonds, seven of diamonds, you have the eight, you have the nine, you have the 10, you have the jack, you have the queen, king, and that's it, okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you. No, keep them. Just, thank you, very nice. Totally teachers. Okay, thank you both. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm Vinny DePonto.
Vinny DePonto, everybody. Keep it going for him. This is amazing. I was surprised he could lift that book. I've never even met a Vinny who could pick up on social clues, let alone read minds. This is quite remarkable. You guys, it is awards time. Yes, we give out awards. We're like the Oscars, but no one hits presenters. I hope. Okay, the Woodridge Award is presented annually by an accomplished person to the teacher who helped them on their way. Tonight, our accomplished person is what we call in the business an overachiever. He's a playwright, an actor, a screenwriter, and among his many plays is Slave Play, which we've all heard of or seen. And he co-wrote the movie Zola, which won an award at the Independent Spirit Awards. He's an incredible talent, and his teacher must be absolutely amazing. Please welcome Jeremy Harris.
Hello. No one gave me a program before I came here, so I didn't know that I was going to be going up after, like, David Blaine or something. So this is really insane and way less impressive. But just know that I'm coming purely from the heart. I don't have any devil magic here. It's just me speaking from the heart. I am from Martinsville, Virginia. Most of you guys have never heard of it. She has because she taught me there. But Obama once called it a mini Detroit in order to explain how destitute our city was. It's a deeply depressing place that has its only monument is a large chair they built after I graduated high school to recognize the sort of contributions our town made to the furniture boom of like the 1960s out of Virginia. This is actually very true. I'm like working with someone on furniture right now, and he was like, "You know Hooker Furniture?" I was like, "What?" That's where my grandmother worked. Anyway, there's not much there, but tobacco fields like right outside it, empty factories, an empty mall that a lot of older women walk around, and 15 McDonald's and Burger Kings. Literally. I was very weird there. I was an odd child there. I was like obviously queer. I was tall. My mom really accepted all of my oddities, and when I told her I wanted to have long hair like the White Power Ranger, which is, don't read into that, when I said I wanted to have long hair, she was like, "Great, you can grow out your hair long." And so I wandered around this very small, wildly conservative town with long hair, and was bullied a lot at my public school. And in 8th and 9th grade, I went to a very intense therapist who told my mom that if I didn't change my schooling situation very quickly, it would be dark for me. So we started to explore other schools I could go to. And I remembered that there was a production of Aida happening up the street at like the fancy private school, Carlisle School. And I was like, "Well, Mom, you know I just did My Fair Lady, and like this other school does plays all the time. Maybe that's the school I should go to that will save me from, unaliving myself." And she was like, "Okay, cool, let's go check it out." And when I tell you that I saw maybe the greatest theater production I've ever seen in my entire life, when I stepped into the Carlisle Auditorium and watched a bunch of white children play Egyptians, I can't explain it, but it was truly like I was seeing like Richard Maxwell or like Peter Brook in front of me. It was the most transcendent theatrical experience of my life up to that point. And I went up to the woman who everyone told me had made, who directed the play, and I said, "Did you do this?" She said, "Yes." I was like, "I need to go to your school." And she tells the story much better than me, so I'm making it quite quick. She was like, "Yeah, oh my God, you should." And she introduced me to her husband, who was the head of school at Carlisle. And my mom, went through all the rigmarole of figuring out how she was going to work 3 jobs to put me in this school that was much too expensive for a single mom raising 2 kids to send her kid to. And through a mix of kindness and my own middling intellect at the time, Candace and her husband scrambled together and made sure I had the right scholarships to go to her school. And when I went to her school, I was for the first time in my life affirmed by a teacher in an outsized way. I'd had a lot of teachers that were very important to me. Mrs. Martin was one. She was my 3rd grade teacher. Mrs. Campbell was one. She was my 6th grade teacher. My conversational French teacher in 7th grade, Mrs. Harrison, was very important. But Candace was different. We called her Mrs. O.W. She taught me English, International Baccalaureate English. She taught me International Baccalaureate Drama. And she also put me in her pilot program for International Baccalaureate Dance. We were one of 7 schools in the world that had IB Dance, and she taught that as well. And in her classes, I was opened up to a universe of literature and theater and dance that I would have never known had I not stepped into her classroom. She's the first person that told me who Ionesco was. And I remember studying with the rhinoceros and learning the final monologue and doing it for her when I was thinking about doing it as one of my drama school audition monologues. She introduced me to the work of Marquez, to Toni Morrison, and not just their work on a simple level. She taught me the importance of great literature was the worlds that came before it and the worlds that would come after it. So she would teach me Toni Morrison and then also show me how Faulkner had influenced that line, and how Henry James had influenced that line, and how writers after her were constantly pulling from the works of Beloved and jazz, etc. She had a black box theater in Martinsville, Virginia, that students could run. And I'm not her most famous student. She'll tell you this about when you guys have cocktails later. She has a much more famous student than me, who had a very, very tragic life. And when I was in a junior, the end of my junior year, I wanted to celebrate her work with that student and the life of that student. And at my very conservative high school, I directed and produced a production of Laramie Project, which was about her student, Matthew Shepard. And that was a very scary thing for me because that was my way of coming out without coming out, right? I played 3 characters in it. I worked with everyone on it, and I'll never forget this, but when I was putting it up in the black box, I asked if we could do a present, because we had these assemblies. I asked if I could do a piece of it in the assembly, and she fought for me to be able to do that piece in the assembly, and I got called a really nasty slur after I did it. But I was so emboldened by her tears during that assembly, her recognition of my artistry during that assembly, that it told me that what I was doing was right, and that maybe when you write something or direct something or do something in a theater, you should engender in the audience a feeling that they might want to call you a slur, i.e. slave play, right? In a very small society of wildly conservative people, at a school that was literally invented so that wealthy white kids would not have to go to school with black kids, because our school literally started the same year as integration happened. And it wasn't until the 90s that black kids came there when they wanted to have a better basketball team. So it seems kind of obvious what was happening. She looked at me as a full human, and not only looked at me as a full human, but celebrated me as a collaborator. I would sit in her classroom after school for hours on end, figuring out what our next play would be. She relished me wanting to play the villain in each of the plays, so I could, because I knew that I would have the best part if I did that. We figured out what the choreographic gestures might be, and I don't know if she knew this at the time, but she was allowing me to truly apprentice and become the artist I am today. So when I was asked if I wanted to celebrate any of my old teachers or who they might be, I without hesitation said it had to be Candace Owen Williams. She's the woman I brought with me to the Tony Awards when I got nominated for the Tony this year, and she's a person that my mom would want you to know I consider another mom, right? After school, when things were quite difficult at home, I wouldn't have a place to go. And I knew she had 2 kids of her own, Gwyneth and Bronwyn, to go home to make meals for, to sit and hear their problems. And yet she would sit for hours with me, sometimes in the computer lab of Mrs. Warner, another friend, but often in her classroom, just talking about plays or anything else to get my mind off of the complicated things that were happening in my life. And for me, that's the true work of a great teacher. They become not just your friend, not just your educator, but your family. So I want to give this to one of the most important people in my family, Miss Candace Owen Williams. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
That's it. Oh my goodness. I'd like to thank the Academy. I've always wanted to say that. And I don't think all teachers would really think that's the first thing in their head, but I'm a drama teacher, so yeah. I do, however, want to thank the Academy. Sam and the Academy of Teachers, thank you. What an organization. It is so vital. The teaching world needs you now more than ever, and you're here for us, so thank you. I also want to thank Maddie Woodridge, an African-American woman who in the 1940s fought for us to be recognized. And a lot of people forget, you know, we have the goodies from our parents and from the kids, and how often do we know the reason we have these goodies and gain 10 pounds during Teacher Appreciation Week is because of Maddie Woodridge. So thank you, Maddie, and thank you again to the Academy for naming this award after her. Now, to show with whom I share this award, all the teachers in the audience. I am you, you are me. We all try to weave focus out of chaos. We all are great teachers because we teach by the motto of Fred Rogers, a love of learning has a lot to do with learning that we're loved. My colleagues and students, especially my theater students and collaborators from the Knox School, the American School in Switzerland, Carlisle School, the French-American School of New York, and my current home on Long Island, the Portledge School. You have each shaped me and my teaching practice, and I continue to learn from you, and I humbly thank you. Where do we learn to teach but from our own teachers? I sat in the classrooms of consistently encouraging and gifting Clarence Central School District teachers. Clarence is outside of Buffalo, for 13 years. Every teacher loved what they did and passed on a lifelong love of learning. My theater and English teacher, Lenny Pappas, taught me what it meant to have discipline and professionalism, as well as an artistic vision for high-level productions with any age performers. And I would like to acknowledge my daughters, Gwyneth and Bronwyn, their little legs dangling from the auditorium seats, forced to watch Mom's interminable rehearsals, but growing up with a love of the arts and are now, I am so proud to say, visual artists. They now often, thank you, she's right here. They now help me design my shows and also design and actually write some of my plays. My parents, who I lost 2 years ago, also theater artists, designed all my sets and costumes, and they would be thrilled to see me here today. And my loving Simon, who, together with me, chose education as our life's work when we were 22, running away from my father's printing company, escaping a life of business for books. 36 years later, we are still teaching side by side. And as Iris Murdoch said, we can only learn to love by loving. When I was 36, my former theater student and advisee, one of my closest students from his graduating class, Matthew Shepard, was brutally murdered. I would like to lift Matthew's name up tonight. He will forever be remembered as a catalyst for truly historic changes in our nation's laws. President Barack Obama signed the Matthew Shepard and James Byrd Jr. Hate Crimes Prevention Act into law in 2009. Matthew's life and death has had a profound effect on my fervent and urgent desire to drive out hate in any form. This is a perfect segue into my discussion of Jeremy. So I chose Laramie Project with him, and of course, when he directed, as he said, he was bold in this role, using theater to fight injustices he felt personally. Possessing an openness to share and push himself to high levels of creativity and inventiveness, Jeremy was never shy about exposing his emotions. His highly perceptive ideas about the inner workings of an author's choices were unencumbered. I remember him being particularly taken by Toni Morrison's rich and sometimes confrontational language. Never frightened by an argument, Jeremy often stood opposed to his classmates' ideas and never shrank from his. Jeremy's IB dance solo was most prescient about his future art. Expressionistic in form, he chose to confine his movements to stairs, fearfully struggling up and down them. Seeds of slave play were here. As a writer, he penned poems for small coffee house-type performances, often thoughtfully unsettling small-town Virginia folk. With his undaunted passion and lack of backing down to societal expectations. Now, Jeremy is the quintessence of grace and gravity. At every opportunity, Jeremy has found a way to lift me up and teachers in general. This award is just one way he has brought attention to my teaching. 4 years ago, I saw him speak at the Armory on a panel of new Black voices in the theater. He prefaced the reading by introducing me and my husband to the audience. He invited me to the Tonys, as he said, and although he only had two tickets to walk the red carpet, his mom and his niece, he schmoozed with the lady at the carpet entrance and said, "This is my theater teacher, Shirley. You're going to let her walk the stage with me." Jeremy has changed the face of theater. His shocking works have shaken the theater's foundation, fashion, film, and TV, and his philanthropy, his willingness to pull up others, all this in just 32. Yes. Life is stranger than fiction. I walked out of my apartment building on the corner of 45th and 8th on an October morning, and there, directly across my street, is Jeremy's name in lights at the Golden Theater. Broadway, the place we teased each other about when we did improvs of acceptance speeches. His show was on my street corner. Twice a day, I walked past his name and his masterpiece, and my heart soared. In my classroom, I have, above my window, a phrase written, "The future of the world is in this classroom." After Jeremy, my students and my faculty friends think seriously about what that means. Thank you.
Jeremy Harris, thank you. And congratulations to Candace Owen Williams. That was so nice. I'm going to become a teacher. This show is fucking hot. This is a good show. This is a fucking good show. Am I allowed to swear now? I've been drinking. And now you guys are probably sitting there thinking like, oh, what I would give for a classically trained harpist and a Blues, bass, guitar. Wow, we're way ahead of you. Please welcome Harp and Plow.
I was told never to follow kids or vegans. Here I am.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
So my mom and dad were both teachers, and of course grew up in a household with teachers. I definitely know the dedication and heart and soul you guys all put into this, so thank you. From a lifelong student, thank you. Kirsten's mom was also a teacher, and my wife Kirsten taught at Vanderbilt University as well, and I just tried to avoid detentions. So I'll leave the teaching to you guys. This is a song about communication called Soul to Soul. Come speak to me, don't reach for words, don't need to take control. Sit right down and tell me now, soul to soul. Take my hand, don't be afraid, don't need to play a role. Let me know what's in your heart, soul to soul. Soul to soul. Soul to soul, gonna let you do the talking, and I will listen close. If there's tears, let them flow. Lay it on the table, soul to soul. If there's a chance of mending what is broken, now's the time. Tell me what is burning on your mind. Heaven knows I paid the price, left out in the cold. Won't you let me in once again? Soul to soul. Soul to soul. Soul to soul. I'm gonna let you do the talking, and I will listen close. If there's tears, let them flow. Sit right down and tell me, soul to soul. You know we don't live forever, there's only so much time together, and all of this is gone before you know. Soul to soul, soul to soul. I'm gonna let you do the talking, and I will listen close. If there's tears, let them flow. Lay it on the table, soul to soul. Sit right down and tell me soul to soul. Sit right down, soul to soul. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Harp and plow, everybody. Take your time. I have a really long intro. I said, take your time. I have a really long intro. So we will keep the show going. Hopefully this will time out properly. He's an Emmy-winning actor, a director, a producer, a writer, and I hope a reader, because he will be reading the short story Sun Shower, which was this year's winner of the annual short story contest. Hundreds of stories from all across the world with teacher protagonists were submitted, and the winner was chosen by Julia Alvarez. Yeah. This year's winning story was written by Josephine Serra, an English teacher in Sydney, Australia. And tonight it's being read by the one and only John Turturro.
I just want to say this is really a wonderful evening, and you know, it's just everything Jeremy said about Candace is just I wouldn't be, I guess many of us wouldn't be standing up here if there wasn't all these wonderful teachers that affected your life and opened you up to things that you never thought about and that you never thought you could actually do. So it's really humbling to be here and to just hear everything that Jeremy said about Candace, because it really, I think it resonates for many, many people. So I'm one of the thankful people. So thank you. Okay. It's the last poem in the unit. The school year wears thin, an inchoate Christmas smell in the air, salty Australian sunlight and eucalyptus and dry heat. The poem has too many big words. Cumulus, petrified, syncopated, a halting journey over multisyllabic hills. My old private school students would be whining, giving up. But class 12B pushes on, relentless, through gouts and pedestals and reiterative, most transferred from the intensive English center nearby. Until I had packed my life up and took the train out west, I never met teenagers so gentle or with such old eyes, whose faces lit up just from learning a new word. Rack on rack, I read, as we inch across each stanza, pages filling with the beautiful looping script of students used to writing in Arabic and Tamil. Anish, repetition, yes. And this line, Nazim, simile, miss, fantastic. And bacon redness of bark? Here things go sideways. Of every image used in the poet's description of a bushwalk, I thought this one would be easy to grasp. Maybe it's the stagnant heat or the arduous journey through unfamiliar vocabulary. Metaphor, they decide. But what's it mean? The entire poem collapses. The sandstone puffed like fungi, the broken iceberg cliff, trunks of caterpillar green. Why does he call it that? Miss, why is he on the walk? Bacon, redness, bark. They know the sounds, but why here? Why together? We Google a Sydney red gum. They don't agree it resembles bacon. Declare it ugly and looking like sunburn. The bell rings. On Monday, we pick up where we left off. I've brought a strip of curling rind from a paper bark gum, a worksheet on metaphors, even fairy floss to melt on their tongues as a writing prompt. They still don't understand. They get what the metaphor is. They don't get why. The poet trudging along, eyes falling upon bacon redness of bark. What does it mean? It's a joyful image, I explain, playful. They disagree. Most don't eat bacon, and some don't eat meat at all. It's grotesque, Yusuf, whose family fled Lebanon, declares. The tree looks like flesh, red peeling flesh. It's a sad image, believes Muhammad from Somalia, who once told me the best thing about Australia is that you can't walk to school without worrying about getting shot. The tree reminds him he is hungry. We're stuck on the bacon tree. I can't get past it. The entire poem's overstuffed with difficult words, convoluted images. They understood Robert Gray's other works, the poem about the train bursting from the tunnel toward the sunlit sea. Last term's presentation contained endless stories about arriving in Australia, stepping into blazing heat, warbling alien bird song, the bittersweetness of leaving everything for a new home. And the poem about the burning rubbish dump, read under a sky orange from distant bushfires, amidst headlines about children marching against climate inaction, our country's own pathetic, self-wrought war. But this poem, about a moment of joy so absorbing, you forget everything else. We head outside, hoping it'll inspire something, and watch ibises pick through rubbish playground rubbish. This part of the West, headlines declared last week, will eventually be too hot to live on. We try our hand at metaphors, fairy, floss, clouds, sun glinting off concrete like buried treasure. The air is wool thick, restless. I feel a sudden, impotent shame. What use is this poem to children who face so much? Just another white poet describing bushland that each day is devoured a little more by highways and factories. It's a bad, flat day. The sky glows at the clouds' fringes, full of headachy, scattered light. I should give up, but it feels like a sticking point. I should be able to give them this, the bacon tree, the transcendent moment. The sky swells, warps, rain starts, slow, then fast, hissing against the hot concrete. At my old school, the kids would have run, screaming for cover. Here, they regard me quizzically. Inside, miss? Wait, I say, this is a sun shower. Sun shower, a few repeat, playing with the word, enjoying it, and the rain, the sharp relief of humidity breaking. Remember the poem, I say? A quiver of rain, the wet light, and he walked on and on in such vibrance. What's vibrance, miss? Someone calls. Energy, something striking, something bright. With any other class, there'd be rolled eyes, but I watch hands stretch to catch scattered drops, and their mouths working. Sunflower, vibrance, tasting the newness of language. Thank you.
Thank you, John Turturro. Sun Shower by Josephine. I said it wrong last time. I must get it right. Sarvas. Josephine Sarvas. Great story. Sorry. Our next act. She's a tap dancer and a choreographer for the Broadway revival of Funny Girl, Not About Me. Please welcome Ayodele Cassell.
Grab a mic, put this mask down. So honored to be here. Thank you, Sam, for the invitation, and Kana, I'm so just thrilled. I just want to introduce myself. My name is Ayodele, and it's Nigerian. Yoruba. It means joy comes into the home or joy has arrived. So I hope to bring a little joy to you. How many tap dancers are in the house? Any? I see one. Oh, 2, 3. It's all right. All of y'all are tap dancers tonight. Okay, you ready? So repeat after me. If I say, ooh, ooh, ah. Ooh, ah, sika-tiki, ba, ba, ba. Sika-doom, sika-doom, sika-tiki-tiki, boom. Sika-tiki-boom, sika-tiki-boom, boom. Sika-tiki-tiki-tiki-tiki, boom. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, good. You got that one. That was good. That was not bad. I am from the Boogie Down Bronx. I'm very proud of that. I am, my father's black. My mom is Puerto Rican. I grew up, I love Puerto Rico's in the house today. That's how you feel about this. I can go on forever, but I won't. So anyway, I just wanted to say, I mean, it's apropos for me to just sort of give some context to my presence. And I want to say that at the age of 17, I didn't grow up dancing at all. At 9, I knew I wanted to be an actor, but I didn't know, what that really meant. And then, we didn't really have I didn't go into any kind of programs, but the age of 17, my English teacher, I think she got bored teaching English, and then she just made up a course that she wanted to teach called History of the Movies, right? And so, when I lived in Puerto Rico with my grandparents, my mom would send me these videos with Shirley Temple movies, and she would say hey, watch this very good movie. And it was black and white. I was like, I'm not gonna watch those. But at the age of 17 in this class, I was like, I don't know, I just fell in love with that whole era for some reason. I was like Ingrid Bergman and Cary Grant and Katharine Hepburn and Spencer Tracy. And then one day I saw Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, and my mouth, it just opened, and there was something about them that I thought was magic. And I wanted to do what they were doing. I didn't know how, but I would go to the library after school and I would rent their movies, and I would just pop them into the VCR when I got home, and I would just try to do what they were doing, to no avail. I wasn't great at all. But in my mind, I was Ginger. So much so that I made my mom buy a prom dress that kind of looked like Ginger Rogers' dress. It did not, but in my mind, I was like, I'm Ginger today, But Mrs. Lara Quente just shifted something for me. And then my video teacher in high school, Miss Sheffield, she knew I wanted to be an actor. She said, you have to go to Tisch, because she went there for film. And so at her suggestion, I applied, and I got in. It was the only school I applied to, and then I realized, what if I don't get in? And then I applied to Fordham, and I was like, and then I got into that, but I went to NYU instead. So so I'm at Strasberg at NYU, and as actors, we have to take movement classes. And my sophomore year, they offered Tai Chi and tap. And I was like, Tai Chi, tap, I'm gonna do tap, right? Because I thought this is my chance to be Ginger. So I went and I got to the, where do you go get to dance shoes? Capizio. Right, I went to Payless Shoe Stores, primarily because I didn't want them to be like regular dance shoes. I wanted them to look like Ginger Rogers shoes and follow the fleet, you know. And I happened to go to that store, and I found shoes that looked like that. I went, I got some taps, got them tapped up. I walked into my first class, whoo, in style. Right? I didn't know what I was doing, but I was going to look like I knew what I was doing. I was the best in my class, which is not really saying much because everybody was like, just actors, and they didn't want to be there in the first place, you know. But I loved it, and I was just falafel, right? And so about a year into this, I'm walking down the street, University Place, toward the Weinstein Hall, and my friend, he's like, oh my God, Bakari, you have to meet Ayodele because Ayodele is a tap dancer and you tap dance. And I was like, when I said that was the best in my class, I was like, yeah, I'm a tap dancer. And he was like, really? I was like he said, like, we should go jam. And I was like, yes, let's go jam. And so I'm like so excited. It's my first jam. So I go into this thing, into the studio at Faisal's, 47th Street. It's not there anymore. It's a hotel, sadly. But and as I'm putting on my ginger shoes, he's warming up. Now remember, I had learned. Right? And as I'm putting on my shoes, I hear this. I hear him, he's warming up. Right? And I was like, oh, that is like not what I've been doing at all, like nothing at all. So I said, oh, shoot. So like, so we talk about teachers, and he was my peer, but he became my teacher. And I learned in that moment that like tap dancing, he was like, tap dancing is not a series of steps. It's not a flap, and it's not a shuffle, and it's not a maxi forward. And it's not just entertainment, but it's expression, and that it comes from yourself. And I remember when I was obsessed with Ginger Rogers, thinking, nobody's ever gonna see me like that. This black Puerto Rican girl from the Bronx as a Hollywood movie star, blonde, white. And, but what Bakari taught me in that moment was, he was like, do you know Gregory Hines? Do you know the Nicholas brothers? Do you know Sammy Davis Jr.? Do you know the Berry brothers? Do you know Savion Glover? And I was like, no. But then when I realized, but I was like, but then he was like, you know, he's like, tap dancing was born in this country, you know, and its expression, and it comes from yourself. And what I realized in that moment is that this was actually my legacy too. It was my ancestral legacy as well. I learned that when African people were brought here and enslaved, and they brought with them their power, their rhythm, their spirituality, their love, their joys, their culture, that they were so in their power, and that they were so powerful, in fact, that they could start revolts across plantations just through rhythm, right? And that when that was found out, laws were enacted in this country, right, to strip them of any of those freedoms that they had left. They took away their drums, their ability to gather. And I think I give context to tap dancing because we think it's, and it can be that, and it is so joyful. But to me, tap dancing is the triumph of the human spirit. What happens to a human being when your mode I could do this forever. Right. So, yeah. So that to me is tap dancing. It's a language. It is like the birth of language for me. I struggled with language when I was 9 and I moved to Puerto Rico and I didn't speak Spanish. And I moved back at 15 and I didn't speak English as well. And I found something. Yeah. I don't know. You've been here. You've been here a long time tonight. I don't want to I don't want to keep you, but I just want to take the moment to just express my gratitude to teachers. And as I said, they're in schools, and they're at home, and they're in your friends and your peers. They've enriched me. I think about Gregory Hines, who was one of my mentors, who I loved. And I'm thinking about, sorry, I wasn't expecting that. But I think about like even people that I never met that meant something to me. I think about the Lois Brights and the Juanita Pitts and the Jenny Lagans of the world, black women tap dancers that never got their due in the 40s and 50s and 60s because of racism and sexism and homophobia. And I think about how all of seeing their histories erased has enriched mine, and how I walk through the world and I bring them into every experience, and makes me so proud to bring them into this space because now you know who they are. So when you see me, you see them. And I just want to say, and maybe I feel extra emotional because tonight, my dearest friend and an actor and tap dancer who just got a Tony nomination for Funny Girl, Jared Grimes, he's dancing a solo in the show that holds the legacy of all of these people. And it was my goal to bring that to that stage. And I just, I don't know, I just feel really proud and joyful. Yeah, thank you so much, y'all. Thank you. Thank you.
Io Deli Cassell, everybody. Oh my goodness. I'm going to become a tap dancer. I've decided here tonight. Okay, we're close to the end of the show. You guys have been a fantastic audience, but we do need to shake that tin cup. So the doors are locked. You can't go anywhere. To help me pick your pockets is co-chair of the board of directors of the Academy. Please give a warm welcome to Diana Revson. Hello. Grab this mic.
Okay. So I can't memorize anything. I had one page to memorize. I couldn't do that. So
That's okay. We need to know. Well, you enjoyed the show, right?
No, I know how to do that. I was going to say hi, Bonnie.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
I'm
this
just
mic on?
learning. I'm going to become a comedian after
Okay,
this.
I think you should. Anyway, thank you so much, and thank you to all the amazing performers, you guys. Each and every one of you was terrific.
Who is your favorite performer? Keeping in mind I'm right here.
Well, I would say you, except I can't. I really think the audience is my favorite part of the show.
All right.
Truly, because all these amazing teachers and all these amazing people who are incredibly generous who came here to show teachers the love. So thank you to all of you.
Applauding yourselves.
And
Your heroes.
I'd also like to thank Sam Swope, our fearless leader. Our amazing board members, our incredible staff, and everybody who made tonight happen. And what else am I doing? You're gonna ask
I think people want to
question?
know, like, how they can get one of these beautiful American-made
Yeah.
cotton totes with the made with the blood of the board members.
Exactly, yes. Not that much blood from each one, but
This tote is $1 million.
some of them are 1 million. The ones for 1 million I hand embroider with your initials, if you decide to do that.
That's worth it. Then it's worth it.
But actually, all you need to do is donate $25 or more, and hopefully more, because we have a matching grant funded by generous donations from the Jastika Foundation and board member Mary Singh. So fellows who make a donation of $25 or more, that'll be doubled. So you give 25, the Academy gets 50, you give 100, we get 200, you get the picture. Unfortunately, non-teachers don't get the matching grant, so we need to start at bigger numbers. So 5,000 is great. As Bonnie mentioned, $1 million is
$1
good.
million is okay.
In any event, when you leave the auditorium, there will be thousands of these bags available, so take as many, well, don't take them, donate, and then take. And please, it's all for the fact that we're doing wonderful programming for teachers. Are you leaving me here all by myself?
Oh, no, I was modeling the bag.
Modeling the bag. Okay, so thank you. Good
Diana.
night. This show went on longer than we thought.
No, you guys, thank you so much for coming. You're
go outside,
awesome.
buy lots of bags.
Thank you, everybody. Good night. Diana Revson, everybody.